the transfer. I take it back. That was a really intelligent attack because he knew, okay, I just got a lot of drones. I know I did a lot of damage, so let me push up right now, kill all those units out in the field, and I know that Jaeyun's not going to be able to basically try to force him to recommit and build a ton of troops right there. I can sacrifice my army, he can't. So basically he runs up, builds a lot of troops, sacrifices his army, and then he can't replenish his economy as quickly as we would want to. He's not going to have basically all those larvae to spend, first of all, to just kind of cycle around and just immediately build a ton of drones. So really clever kind of follow-up attack there by Xeris, and I really like it, and I think that was actually very strategic. Not, super safe, but still pretty solid, and the High Templar right there. So that Psystorm, the protective Psystorm should be able to take care of all of that. Jaeyun still not able to get in. Looks like that, wow, every single Zergling taken out by that storm. Actually, I almost thought I saw that High Templar attack right there. Upper left-hand base is going to be taken, but critically, just because of the production problem, I think Jaeyun's, it's going to be a really long time before he can really populate it all that effectively. And right now, he's very low on troops, and Xeris has a gigantic army, a very large ball starting to wander out. He should be able to just run over this 12 o'clock base. Looks like some sunken callings being placed, but these are additional drones that essentially Jaeyun cannot afford to continue to spend. Looks like still level 2 weapons, a very low upgrade game at this stage. It looks like the evolution chamber's absolutely been halted, just been concerned about other things, I guess, up to this stage, but just going to barrel in. And these couple Zerglings, first of all, that's just one storm worth of Zerglings. Look at that, yeah. And additionally, yeah, just Zerglings is not going to cut it against this many troops that are starting to press up. So at the very least, he can move up to this upper left-hand corner, take out that base. But honestly, I think he can just turn around in just a second once all this swarm is down and just press right through. Nowhere near Ultralisks, which is essentially where Jaeyun wanted to really be at this stage. And I think that's going to be it. I think we're going to see one last all-in attack from Jaeyun. It looks like he's going to send it to the 6 o'clock base, where you see a lot of Dark Templar, the kind of the counter standard Protoss defense. This is like old school style. You get the Dark Templar in front of the cannons and the Psystorm behind. It's really hard to break that. Not as hard as, I would say, the Reaver combo, but still very, very difficult to counter, I would say. Just very frustrating for Zerg players. It's kind of the same thing as the Spore Sunken Lurker defense comparatively. But anyway, moving in, now we see the big attack starting to barrel in. At the same time, Jaeyun committing attack to the bottom 6 o'clock, realizes he doesn't have detection. Dark Templar running in there. Really perfect attack there by Xeris. Xeris actually backing up, though. Looks like he ended up losing. Well, no, he still got an observer right there. A little bit weak, though, perhaps, but still pressing up. He's in just such a fantastic economic position, killing absolutely every one of these Zerglings and several Lurkers to boot here in the middle of the map, so nullifying that threat as well. And he's just in a fantastic position. He just needs to just continue to max out, continue to just work on this 12 o'clock base. Looks like he is going to be able to push the rest of this attack in, get a couple Psystorm. No, losing the High Templar, actually. I think if he just got some Psystorms over the corner, that would be it. But this Defiler just sitting here, almost got it. This Defiler continually having to, I think, consume these drones and Storm. Probably got a decent amount of kills right there. Level 3 Carapace, no other upgrades to speak of. Xeris still a little bit behind on upgrades, and this actually should halt this attack unless the more Zealots come to support this. Just a handful of Zealots, though, and they are out upgraded. Plus the crackling, beautiful swarms, or I'm sorry, beautiful storms there. Not swarms, storms. And we now see a drop being loaded up with just 2 Lurkers. Unfortunately, I don't think those 2 Lurkers are really going to be able to accomplish anything. These 2 Hero High Templar are getting those 7 units out in the middle. But yeah, again, I don't think this drop is really going to be able to accomplish anything no matter where it goes. Bunch of Zealots now being gathered up. Main base has been emptied, but still it's 3 base versus 3 in, and even bases. That means Protoss is winning. I actually expected Xeris to kind of win this match a lot earlier, but having a little bit more difficulty, and that's just kind of a testament to the skill of Jaeyun here. Backing out of this swarm, doing some nice peeling Psystorms and leaving those Zerglings out. I think one of the factors might have just been the lack of upgrades. He's just now getting level 3 weapons. Going to suicide in. Oh, maybe not. I thought he was going to suicide in and take out that Defiler. Not quite able to. Couple Lurkers sitting there, finally deciding to burrow in that front door. Lurker, oh wow, they need to back up. This is a really bad combination attack here, going up with just Zealot. Basically all ground units that kind of have to pile up straight against a big Lurker wall. Not the best, but nevertheless, they're still in a pretty strong position. I still wish he was going out with larger balls. Looks like we did see a drop that emptied out, so very successful drop here at the 6 o'clock base. getting about 7 kills right there, also halting the production there, and another counterattack running up to the upper left-hand corner, going to be able to clean up what's left there. So Jaeyun continuing to press this up and doing a pretty good job of actually recovering this match. I still think he's pretty far out, because just look at the supply difference. Right now he's just kind of still playing a defensive game, but he's really making an excellent show of it. Finally, these 2 lurkers getting taken out. It looks like with the Observer and the Archon and single hero Zealot, it's just about dead. Pretty big Protoss ball. Bad unit composition, though, against Lurkerling. Just straight Zealots. Some High Templar to help against the Zerglings, but really, yeah, you want some Dragoons in there to help deal with the Lurker, or you want some more Side Storm to deal with the Lurker. You don't want to run headlong into Lurker with just a bunch of Speed Zealots, because they just melt so rapidly. In the meantime, Jaeyun is continuing with those upgrades. He's going to be in a pretty good position to do so, trying to get that upper left-hand base running, trying to take the middle of the map simultaneously, and these Zealots shouldn't last terribly long here, despite their numbers, without some absolutely excellent storm. You can see how they just end up getting killed, but looks like actually they're just the pure number, they're going to be able to work through that, but still an inordinate amount dying there, and you can just see them popping left and right. So not the best resource kind of investment there. Looks like some Hydralisks pressing up as well. Going to be able to stop this middle base from going up. And wow, getting a lot with that storm. Another beautiful storm. But still losing his entire army. Still not stopping that upper left. Some Dragoons continuing out. And I just feel like Xeris, all he needs to do to take this match, he's actually got a lot of minerals in the bank, not a lot of gas. Maybe a little bit gas capped here. It looks like he is getting some gas back together. This should be depleted. Yeah, looks like it is. Looks like Jaeyun actually might be able to come back and take this from the grave. His economy is actually doing pretty solidly. His main is mined out, but his natural secondary, because it was just not filled up for quite some time, is still rolling. He's got the 12 o'clock, so he's running off 2 bases, soon to be 3, and then he's going to have the 4th in the upper left-hand corner, and currently he's just going up against the 2-base Xeris, who really all I think he needs to do is just make sure he has a mix of units rather than just all one or the other, and he'll be in a really good position to kind of work this out. Looks like he managed to sneak a couple drops out here in the top left-hand corner. He should be able to take this out. That'll be pretty good for him, actually. Overall, I still feel like Xeris is in the overwhelming position just because of the money in his bank, and additionally the troops he's got on the ground. But right now it looks like he's going to end up losing these Zealots just trying to power down the hatchery, and they're nowhere near killing it. So going to die pretty rapidly right there. Still these shuttles, those shuttles were around. I'm kind of curious if they're going to do something else. Turning around, looks like another attack grouping, and see, I wish the Zealots were in with this attack group, and all of this was going into that natural secondary. So it looks like Jaeyun's starting to push back. He's got some lurkers. He does have the Defilers right there. He does have the Zerglings. Right now, Jaeyun, all he needs to do is try to survive for a significant period of time, and he might be able to win this. And again, the lurkers going to be able to do a lot of damage here on the front door. Looks like Xeris taking a lot of free damage right there as he's trying to back off. It looks like he does have finally level 1 armor, so he's